Hey everybody, have no fear, Josh is here. Another episode of Climbing Fails. I've come to rescue you all from the dreadful dummy disease. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Okay, so first off, I want to say thank you to everyone in the Discord who sends me these climbing fails, and all you guys sending me these videos. It makes it a lot easier for me to find them when I have a giant army of people sending me these climbing fails. Some of them aren't the best, okay? You send me some videos, they're just not fail worthy, okay? There needs to be some blood. Okay, not blood, but anyway, let's get started. There might be a lot of rabbit holes on this video. So, okay, let's just play this a little bit. Let me assess the situation here.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, good for him. He's wearing his helmet. Let's do the instant rewind a little bit and check out what's going on here. Explain to some of you who might be just as confused as me. So, I think what's going on here is this guy's trying to set up a first ascent, a new route. And this falls into climbing ethics, where you have all these guys saying, this is the way. Because basically, for him to claim this a first ascent, he's trying to... Okay, so like, let's say you want to put up a first ascent, all right? What he could do is just put a top rope on it and then just climb up it with 0 falls from the ground up. That'd be a top rope first ascent. But then some guys might say, oh, you got no balls. So then, on the other end of the spectrum, the only way to protect this is to solo it because there's no protection. He's got this protection on the right and on the left he needs to use, which is very contrived. This makes it very contrived because obviously he can't protect. He's got this piece on the right. Once he gets up there, he's not reaching over and placing gear as he's climbing this middle section. So he's climbing the route on the left, placing gear, climbing down, climbing over the right, placing protection on the right. So it's off route anyway. So the only way this climb could be a climb is a top rope climb if you put bolts in it, which it looks like it is an area where we don't put bolts in it, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole trail where, you know, kind of bolts are a work of fiction anyway, because you could place 100 bolts on it, you could place 5 bolts on it. In my book, you just make this a top rope climb, you take 0 falls, it's a first ascent, okay? Once you remove the fear of falling, like let's say you stuck a guy like Alex Honnold on this climb, okay, who could climb El Cap without a rope, okay? If he can't climb this on top rope, he can't climb it, okay? That's just the way it is. All right, a little bit of a rabbit trail, but I hope you understand. Like, things get so contrived when you have all these people going, this is the way. There's a lot of ways. All right, another thing is, oh boy, a lot of talking in this video, in this clip. We have the rope it's twisted. It got twisted over here on the right. This happens because he's got this. It might be a shock absorber or something. Rope, inside of ropes, they're usually wound in a coil, okay? And once they get pulled, that coil could unwind depending on the rope. So if you have this loop on a beaner and the beaner pulls, this beaner twists. So we have this twisting here, which acts kind of like it turns into a knot, which turns his fall from a normal fall into almost what could be a factor 2 fall, because he's now falling. It's now like, you can imagine like he's just tied directly into that piece.
Yeah.
Okay, he takes the fall right here, it twists, and that's what really gives him this good yank. So I think it also, I can't say it's a total factor 2 fall because it must have like slipped. And then his belayers must have also pulled him in pretty hard for him to hit the wall. But that's what's all accumulating to this climbing fail. Okay, talked a lot on that one. This one was sent to us by a friend in Argentina. Check out his top right shoulder here. At the top, we're gonna have some guy showing off a bit. Oh boy. So what's going on here is what he told me he thinks is happening is the guy it wants to show off going down the cliff, facing the cliff and rappelling. He loses control of the brake line and then goes for a ride. It's very important that you keep control of your brake line, especially in an unassisted brake like an 8 or an ATC. That's why we say you want to back it up, because if you go hands off, you're just going all the way down. So as soon as you lost control, that rope starts sliding. You can't grab it. It turns into a saw. I got some videos of that here. And then you got bigger problems. I don't think he was wearing his helmet either. I can't tell though. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the great indoors a little bit. This was sent to me by a subscriber.
Nice.
Oh boy, a nice little head smack.
You good?
He's got his mask on. Look at the damage on that helmet there. Man. So, initially, it doesn't look like your foot is even behind the rope, you know? You have to be hyper aware of this. His foot's to the right of it. But as soon as he cuts loose, all of a sudden, guess what? Your foot's behind it, and that takes you upside down. So you gotta be hyper aware of where your foot is in relation to the rope. And good for you for wearing a helmet indoors. Nobody wears helmets indoors that I've ever seen. So if you're practicing leading and you're not keeping aware of where your feet are, you better at least be wearing a helmet. So good for you. Better have scratches on your helmet than on your head. That's what I always say. Yep, put your helmet on, boys. Keep your brain goop inside your head. Oh, another one from the indoors. Oh, boy. Have any of you guys ever had that happen? Just the piece just come breaking right off? Man, I never even thought of something like that could even happen. Okay, right here we're gonna find out why soloing is dumb. Oh man. So you're soloing, but you're soloing right in front of ropes. So like, hey, you know what? If you fall, at least you could grab the ropes, right? No, as you see, as soon as you start falling, there is no grabbing ropes. It turns into like a saw. We need more guys like this to show people. Now, he's not rope soloing. He's solo soloing. He's not tied into the ropes. We need more people like this to show people, you know, that soloing isn't a good idea. We need more people to fail soloing. I don't know how the guy's perfectly fine and, you know, walks it off. Some guys, they trip over something and they die. You know, they fall down a couple steps and they die. Guys like this, they solo. Life's cruel and ironic. I'm sorry. Like, you have guys like this. Look, you have guys like this doing stuff like this. And they're perfectly fine. They just walk it right off, you know. Of course, yeah, that guy's going to be sitting there for a while. But, you know, eventually they just walk it right off and everything's hunky-dory. Life's cruel and unfair, but that's just the way it is. I'll have to leave a link in my description to this video of this guy soloing. The whole video is like a meme in itself. Go check that one out. I'll leave it down in the description. And then go check out my other climbing fails. So that about wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's climbing fails. Hopefully you learned something. And that's what it's all about. Make you guys better climbers. And check out the Discord. Check out all my stuff. Check out my merch store. If you want to support the channel, always hit the subscribe button. That always helps too. It gets me up there. So we can share this with other people and get other people to start putting their helmets on. I get messages every day. Josh, I'm wearing a helmet more because your videos. Appreciate that. Put your helmet on. In fact, you're actually making me wear my helmet more too, because I have to practice what I preach. So it's the opposite of a vicious circle, whatever that is. So I'm gonna do a little bit of the what's the name of that guy? Oh, the Mr. Robbins. Do a bit of the Mr. Robbins here. Okay, neighbor. Hope to see you guys next week. Josh Perry, climbing out of here.